Brother Ed video, and this is going to be the last conversation I have with the Baphomet. I'm sure you're glad about that. Anyway, I'm going to give you this last bit, and hope that you can understand where I'm going with this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm trying to correlate what's happening today, this revolution, and you can make no mistake about it, this is a revolution. That's fact. A revolution to change, to take over, to dissolve the Constitution and the way we know life as it is, and to take that dissolved government and coming from below to above, which is backwards. They're going to use the citizens from a coup to coagulate a new government, and we're in the middle of that right now. Now, the bad part about it is those that are pushing the revolution are ignorant. 100%, no doubt about it, plumb ignorant. They have no idea of history, how our country came about our leaders, and what's amazing is we have a group on the left who are ignorant. Now, I don't understand how communities can elect such stupid people. You would think those that would be elected by the people would be smart enough to understand and know the history of the United States and everything that the people request to the representatives would have to be maintained within the Constitution. And if the people of the districts don't like their representatives, why, they have any time they can have a recall or a revote on their representative, or they can wait till the regular election day without having to get all the names together to have one moved, and wait till the election comes around and just replace that person with somebody with some brains, somebody that understands the history of our country and the hearts of the citizens. And so what I want to show you, I'm trying to show you that there's something going on, and that something going on is a new world order, because these people who want this revolution are ignorant to what they're even doing. They don't even understand. They're playing right into the hands of the new world government. That's what they're doing, and they're being paid by people with an unsurmountable, never-ending flow of cash, ladies and gentlemen. And they're trying to destroy this country to bring up what they think it should be, beings that we understand what they want when we saw them in Seattle, and what a great small country they had there, right? Wrong. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what they did was they played their hand and showed you what they want. But they're not going to get. Because when it gets so far down the road, it's going to turn into the new world order. Make no mistake about it, they'll have to play the game of the new world order, and they'll be the same as everybody else under martial law. And if they don't follow the New World Order and they try to write against the New World Order, chop, 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 off with their heads. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a fable. This is not something that's made up. This is not something that's unreal. It's been going on since the days of the Greeks, city of Athens. The Athenians they were the ones that started the Democratic Republic, and it began to move down the line, and the circle went around 4 or 5 times. What I mean is it started one way and went around exactly and ended up the same way every time. Nothing came of it. Nothing anybody wanted. It's always been the aristocrats against the citizens, and the citizens against the aristocrats. And even though the citizens think that we can find another citizen and put him up in there to sit around with the aristocrats, that we can change something. But you can't, because every time you pick somebody that's from your community, who you know, who you believe in, and you send them up there to Washington to sit in there in that government. The next thing you know, your representative is gone to hell in a handbasket because they begin to follow the ways of the politicians, and they slip right through your fingers. And then what do you know? That's the end of your politicians. And so you're stuck with the same thing again. Let's take a look and see what we can see in this area right here on the stomach of this satanic, evil, punk idiot who actually thinks he could rule the world, which is totally crazy and unbelievable. We'll talk more about him in a few minutes, and this will be my last discussion, this Mr. Potato Head right here. He's just all he is a Mr. Potato Head. That's it. He can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. And then he's in cahoots over here. He's in cahoots over here with the one world religion. And the Pope, no matter who he is, whatever face he has, he signed his position over to the New World Order and to this idiot cat right here, this goat-looking thing that can't do nothing. Subtly, he shows his allegiance not to the United States, ladies and gentlemen, or any country, but he shows his allegiance with his wand and his two serpents. Oh yeah, they might look like alligators, but they not. They serpents, and they right here. They're right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the male organ of this Mr. Potato Head. This is not that. This is a wand, a mystic wand, ladies and gentlemen. And of course the pentagram that represents the 5 things of their magic, 5 things that they can control, that they want to control, that they think they can control. But ladies and gentlemen, I gotta hurry. They're wrong. Now, with that being said, let's get into this here subject. First off, I want to show you that this pentagram represents the spirits. Okay? Fire, got it? Air, water, and earth. And you see them all represented here. This is a torch coming out of this goat head, and it usually shows it burning, but I tried to find a image that was plain enough so you could see everything, and this one just doesn't have the flame burning, but they all mostly do, which represents the fire. And then we're going to understand and study this, and with a quick howdy, I'm going to show you right now that this is a staff with the serpents right here. This is the staff of Hermes. Yeah, little magician guy, you know, abracadabra, abracadabra boogity boo. Say this, 1, 2, pow. You know, it's his little magic wand, you know, that the Wicked Witch of the East had on the Wizard of Oz. You know, he got that little star thing, ding, you know, that's what that is. And then the 2 serpents. And notice on this image, which is most recent, there's a white serpent and a black serpent facing each other, facing off. And this right here, this face-off, represents the racism card that's happening right now, the racism card right in your face. There it is right there. How can you deny? I'm looking at it right there. And so are you, right? And then we have this archway. And this represents the atmosphere or the air. And this has got scales on it. It's got scales right here, scales that represents the fishes of the sea or the water. The water is represented here. Oh yeah, and he's sitting on the earth. See a little bit of the earth right here? He's sitting on the earth. Yeah. And there's a hole right here, goes down to hell. And if you look on a full picture, there's a hole over here. Oh yeah, a hole for him and a hole for the false prophet. False prophet? Well, who's the Antichrist? Well, I can't tell you yet, but I know what I can do. I can show you who the false prophet is. He's right here. And it might not be Francis, it might be the next face. Not Francis, then the next face is yet to come, and it's not going to be very long that this will be a dead man. Because if he doesn't play the game of NWO, he's out. And they'll find somebody that will. But he's a Jesuit. Been a long time since we had a Jesuit in there, they say. Oh, yeah, he's bad to the bone. He's stirring up trouble. He's stirring up trouble in the Vatican. But all eyes are on him. What they're going to do with him? You know what this position is? The position of the Pope and the Catholic Church is going to be the position of the false prophet. This seat right here is the one that's going to declare the Antichrist, the man from God. Yeah, the man from God. I'm laughing. And so what I want to do then is finish this study, and I got to hurry right about now. Now I'm going to talk about the catechus. This is called the catechus right here. Okay, pay attention. Now you see, it's an old Greek symbol of two serpents entwined around a staff. You see that there. And the staff, which was carried by Hermes and heralds in general. In other words, not just Hermes, but the other ones who claim to be soothsayers and astrologers and the sort. But we know them as connected to the demonic co-conspirator. Now this catechus symbolizes trade, listen, negotiation, and return, or what we get, and was co-opted into the Baphomet. So this represents trade, right? And negotiations. Does this look like these two snakes are negotiating? The only thing holding them apart is the magic of hell right here, this wand. Right now they're fighting. Blacks want to kill all the whites, and the whites fixing to kill all the blacks. It's going to be a heck of a situation. The question is, when will it end? When will the Antichrist come in and stop the chaos, right? And here's what they say. Here's what they say about this catechus. These people, the Satanists, the Luciferian groups, those that serve the Luciferian doctrines, they say, for us, here's what they say the catechus is, they say for us, it symbolizes reconciliation of the opposites. Are you catching that? Reconciliation of the opposites, such as having a satanic monument opposite of a Christian one. They don't want to tear down the Christian monuments. Why are they pulling them down today? Because they're ignorant. They don't even know what they're doing. But this cat right here, he wants to leave the Christian statue up. So you can put this one next to it and show that there's a choice. There's a choice. And he wants to be the same. He wants to be the same as God. He always has. He wants to be the same as God. Yeah. Put him next to the Christian statue. Yeah. See, you can choose them or you can choose me. Yeah. Well, they're crazy. They're wrong. Such as having a satanic monument opposite Christian statues. Shut up. They also say we think that's a powerful message when it's sitting opposite of the Ten Commandments. You can have these dualities, differences, without conflict. Yeah, that's it. Let's put the Ten Commandments over here. Wait, let's put them over here. Let's hang them over my head over here. Just put the Ten Commandments with me. Yeah, Why? Because the citizens are not going to know the difference. They're not going to know the difference between Mr. Potato Head, Goat Head. They're not going to know. They're going to say, oh, look, he represents the Ten Commandments. Look, oh, look, he's pointing up to God. Yeah, right, Ten Commandments and the law, and look, there he is. Oh, he's Mr. Cool. Shut up. No, he's not. He ain't nothing. He's danger. He's danger is what he is. He's very dangerous. Silent danger. Yeah, notice his mouth is closed. He don't need to talk. He uses symbolism to talk. Yeah. I represent God. Yeah, look, yeah, look, I got a torch. Yeah, ooh, yeah. Okay. Some accounts suggest that the oldest known imagery of the Catacaus has its roots in a Mesopotamian origin with the Sumerian god, and his name is Nin-Gis-Zida. He is a Mesopotamian deity of vegetation and the underworld. Vegetation and the underworld. Then you don't need to add nothing to that. Whose symbol, a staff with two snakes intertwined around it, dates back to when? 1956? 1955? No, 4,000 years before Christ to 3,000 years before Christ. That's a long time. As a symbolic object, it represents Hermes, or the Roman god Mercury. Yeah, old Mr. Mercury over there. And by extension, trades, occupations, undertakings associated with the god of the underworld. In later antiquity, the Catacaus provided the basis for the astrological symbol representing the planet Mercury. Oh, got Mercury up there flying around. Thus, though its use in astrology and alchemy and astronomy, it has come to denote the planet and elemental metal of the same name, Mercury, right? It is said the wand would wake, listen, the sleeping and send the awake to sleep. Opposites. Now let's see if we can wrap that around our head. If applied to the dying, their death was gentle. Oh, yeah. If applied to the dead, then they return to life. Now the rod standing instead of the genitals, what? It symbolizes eternal life. That's what they say. The body covered with the scales, the water, the semicircle, the atmosphere, the feathers following above the volatile. Humanity is represented by the two breasts, the arms of his Sphinx of the occult. He's the Sphinx of the occult, ladies and gentlemen, and he's showing us the whole plan. We started out with Solve Coagula, and I told you what they were trying to do. From above, so below, and from below, so above. I tried to explain it to you. I'm trying to show you that there's a revolution right now, a revolution to dissolve this wing and to coagulate a new wing, a new government. And from the two, one great big punk that looks like a goat head. That's what you get. That's what you get when you follow that dude. He got nothing for you. You hear me? You bunch of writers out there, he's got nothing for you. He's lying to you, and you guys have fell into, you mad, you writers, you're mad because of the oppression of the past government. That's what you say. It's all about the past government pushing down on us. That's a lie. That's absolutely a lie. Now, I know that way back in the 50s, okay, and the 40s, there was a racial oppression. But that racial oppression was broken by the will and the pride of Martin Luther King Sr. And every night you tear stuff up, and every night you rob from the rich and take it home in your house where you get government money, that is a slap in the face to the king that you believe in. You're slapping him in the face because you don't even know what you're doing. You're just doing something. Why don't you come together and talk amongst yourselves? Find knowledge and talk to the others and see how wrong you are and how the right way has always been the right way. Yep, you're going to get it. Everybody's going to get it.